What do you reckon? We can move it.
Yeah,
We can move it halfway through. We're using this bit. Okay, so you're here with Marco Massimino de Fleece and Keith Timewell, author. In fact, we're both authors. I never thought I'd become an author. And did you ever think you'd become an author, Keith?
No, my backstory goes back way yonder. I was a hotel general manager for 46 years, and I turned around 16 hotels from losing money to making money. And then I retired, and I didn't even get a watch. Although I ran the most successful hotel out of 850, it's because I never actually managed a hotel.
Okay.
I manage people, and that's been my skill set, is that I inspire people to be the best that they can be. And when I retired, I was stuck with four walls and my wife, and I comfort it because I missed the people contact. And I just couldn't get my head round my life changing so dramatically from a hectic, busy life as a general manager to having such peace and calm and tranquility that I was uneasy. So I made a conscious decision. I suffered from heart failure, and I woke up alive in the Lister Hospital. And I'll never forget the moment that I woke up. I made a very conscious decision that I never, ever want to go back to being the person I'd become, because I was fat, lazy, and waiting for life to happen. And I think that my wife passing away in 2021 triggered me that I need to start living my life on purpose. So I made a mindset. I changed my own mind in a heartbeat. And because I was able to do that, I woke up alive on life support. And I have never looked back, because since I changed my mindset, I changed my whole perception of life. I lost 14.5 stone in weight. I wrote my first book and set up the organisation which I call a brand, which is going to carry a message of hope worldwide. And that hope is to help other people evolve and to create a global community of people that want to make change in their lives to live a happier, healthier and more fulfilling life.
So I quite like that. That's an acronym, HOPE. Help other people evolve. Did you make that up, or?
Yeah.
Because I've never heard that before until you said that. So you not only you're an author, you're quite a
creative.
Yeah, you're
man.
very creative with words. Help other people evolve. HOPE. I mean, that's a beautiful acronym. I mean, your story. I've been in a place in my life where I wanted to end it all. That was why I touched you, because I feel you don't like yourself anymore. You know, it doesn't matter whether you're fat, it doesn't matter whether you're bald. That's a better, like, see what I mean? I'm handsome. It doesn't matter if you're bald. But what I'm trying to say is, like we all. When I lost my hair, I got depressed, because I'd lost my identity. But it's just perception. It's your perception of yourself. And your perception of yourself was you were fat, you're overweight, or you call yourself fat, you're overweight. You lost 14 stone. That was me from the ages of 16 to 23. That was my weight. So you lost the whole of my human mass. That's a lot of weight, and you were carrying that around with you. That was a burden on your heart, on your condition, on your mind, everything.
And since I've done that, I've put my diabetes in remission. I've got.
So you put it in remission through losing all that weight.
And I also used to have sleep apnea, and that I've overcome that difficulty. And it's all because of mind over matter. When you change your thinking, you're changing and taking back control of your own feelings and emotions, which is the language of the body. And the body is like a naughty child. It always wants the next best thing. And so we finish up, we don't think. The average person thinks 3 times a year. and the rest of the time...
Some of the people I know think less frequently than that.
And all they do is react to circumstances which will make them feel good, or they will be emotionally experienced, but they don't ever think of consulting and listening to their own mind.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because people look for a transaction emotionally as well as financially in this world, and unfortunately something I've learned, and it took me till I was 46, we need to make a contract spiritually, because everything else is nonsense. Money will enslave you. You'll never get to the goal with money, because it's just an endless goal. Emotions.
Because you always want more.
Exactly. Emotions change continuously throughout your day, throughout your life. Forget about winning with their cycle throughout a month. Our emotions change daily. Some people have more acute intuition to do with their emotions that are then labelled as conditions, but spiritual development will heal you, I believe, from all of those conditions. In my opinion, it did for me. It's worked for me.
I use another acronym for faith, and it's not a religious faith; it's a spiritual. It's within you. Everybody has a faith within them, but most people can't connect to it because they're too preoccupied with being important and too preoccupied with themselves and being selfish.
Does this sound familiar, people? Does this sound familiar? Does this sound like someone you know? Does it sound like someone you used to be, or you're being? Does this sound familiar, what Keith's saying?
And my wife actually used to say to me that I had a black belt in being right, and I would never apologise when I was wrong. And she was right. So one of the transitions that I made when I changed my mindset is I stopped trying to be right all the time and started to be kind to Keith. And because I'm kind to Keith, I'm also kind to other people. And that is my authentic self. And I had to discover myself by going on a self-evaluation journey where I looked at myself. And that is why I wrote the first book. I took back control of my own feelings and emotions and stopped making excuses and lies and being fake.
But there's something else that you haven't mentioned. You're dyslexic, aren't you?
Yeah, well, that's my favourite failure, is that because I was born dyslexic, I was robbed of a childhood because my father was a tyrant. I got bullied in school, college, and even the workplace. And even my beautiful wife used to tell me that I was thick and stupid. And today people say I'm a genius because...
Well, it certainly inspires me. The knowledge I'm getting from this guy is absolutely insane. Pleasure to work with you, and the fact that, I've not been diagnosed with dyslexia, but I certainly have dyslexic traits. I struggle with spelling and putting words together. My grammar is terrible. Anyone that follows me on Facebook, I've had people say, your grammar's terrible. I can't help it. I'm word blind. I'm terrible, but I'm not going to let it hold me back. Did you let it hold you back? You're going to let that hold you back?
No, I learned so much because when I let go of the control and power that I thought I had over other people, places and things, I realised that I was powerless, that I was giving away my power to people please other people. And what I learnt was that my dyslexia was my superpower, because it gives me the greatest gift of all, to be able to think outside of the box.
Well, isn't that a fantastic message, yeah? So to all of you out there, Keith, you don't mind me saying your age, do you? Keith is 75, nearly 76 years old. He's an experienced man, he's got a wealth of knowledge, he's a gentleman, he's found enlightenment. If you read his book, the journey he has been on, he is a patient, loving man, and he's a humble man. And for him to turn around at his age, you know, that's not to be underestimated. And to say that he had to change his way of thinking, you know, and to say that I'm trying to think, you know, how to put it into words, but to say that his disability, if you like, if you want to call it a disability, is actually his superpower. I mean, what a way of looking at, you know, what's the hands you're dealt, you know. And I like that.
My own film.
You're the star in your own film. Now we're going to have to wrap it up now because we're running out of time and we've got to wrap up. But we will continue. But we'll speak to you soon. So it's goodbye from Marco Massimino de Vlies,
and goodbye from me. Have a happy day.